All right, now let's have some fucking fun. Now that we've got the fucking difficult topics out of the way, like Israeli, like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Now that I've officially solved the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, let's go on to talk about this dude, Xanderhal. And PragerU blatantly lies to my face about climate change. So this dude, Xanderhal, he's basically... Well, you can look at his screen. Look at this. Okay. Does this format look familiar to you? Let's see. Where have I seen this before? Where have I seen this format in response? Where I need a good response video to look at.
It was hard to make out like a...
Fuck, where is it? Get to the part where you're watching the video, my dude. Oh my god, he has it's an exact copy of Vosh. Oh wait, I should probably move my my face up here more, because I'm gonna be talking about this dude. His face is down there in the bottom corner. So, yeah, all right, let's do it. Oh, what time is the debate? I'm just gonna be doing it Sunday night, and I think I'm gonna upload it afterward. I don't think it'll be live, but yeah. So let's jump into this video. This dude Xanderhal, he's decently sized. He's obviously getting bigger lately. I think he was around 14K just the other day, which is crazy. This dude's gaining a lot of traction, because he's becoming a name in the leftist community. He's basically like a Destiny Vosh clone. He stands them both. And you'll see once we get into the video. You'll see based on his mannerisms and the tone, the way he talks, and the things that he says. You'll see exactly. Since we're responding, let's do it. Let's turn off the lo-fi. So let's get it.
All right, we haven't done PragerU in a good while, and we got a real good one here, I think. Conservatives are the real environmentalists. Oh boy. So, harem is cringe. No, it's not, Salty Ace. I know you're asexual and you don't have any sexual urges, but everyone else does. So you're being very cringe right now. Okay, so I haven't done.
Look at this. He just like. Do you see the way this dude talks? I've watched enough Destiny and watched enough Vosh to know that like this dude. He's a fucking clone. This dude's fucking cringe. Oh, and Thiago says Garrett's gonna have his world completely changed after the debate. Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see. It should be a good time.
Done PragerU in a little while, but I feel like this video is just gonna be an example of PragerU just lying, because that's what they do. PragerU really likes to just lie to your face, because they don't really care, because they know people aren't gonna fact check any of their arguments or anything they say.
Damn, you got him. Good point, bro. PragerU, they just lie. I wonder how many times we're gonna hear that again throughout this video.
So they'll just lie to your face, and they'll just do that. They're a bunch of fucking liars, dude. So yeah, let's see. What are they gonna lie about here? True. Oh shit.
Turn on your volume.
I didn't have the thing on. Hold on.
I hate clean air and water. I don't care.
Also, the true thing, that's a fucking Vosh thing.
How much companies pollute rivers and streams. I don't even like trees. I just care about tax cuts.
Fuck yeah.
All right, we can end the video now. Everything that was said there was completely true. That is exactly what conservatives believe. Everything there was completely true. Are we done?
Oof, good one, bro. Good one. You got him.
Can I... One in chat if we can just end the video there. I mean, they just went mask off. They just said what they believe. They were honest. That's all we needed. Hey, PragerU, hats off to you, PragerU, for just being honest about what you guys believe. It really feels nice, because conservatives like to lie about everything. It feels nice for them to every once in a while be honest about their beliefs. But I have a feeling there's going to be a big but. So let's watch.
Who am I? Well, that's easy. I'm a conservative. Or at least I'm a progressive caricature of a conservative. But the caricature is absurd on its face.
Damn, he got Xanderhal there, bro. Xanderhal thought he was going mask off, bro. And then, oh shit. He fucking got Xanderhal there, bro. Fuck. Holy shit.
Conservatives breathe the same air and drink the same water environmentalists do. Conservatives love taking their kids to the same national parks environmentalists do. In fact, the
Bro, ALR, I fucking despise Spinoza, bro.
whole idea of national parks was created by a Republican, Ulysses Grant.
Bruh, fuck national parks.
Do you guys want to bet that what
You wanna
Republicans
bet?
were back when Ulysses Grant was alive was different than how Republicans are today? Do you think there's probably a pretty big difference between these two groups?
Dog, you don't have to be like, oh, do you guys think that there might be a pretty big difference between these two groups? Hey guys, there might be a little difference between the Republicans of the past and today. Like, shut the fuck up. Just say it like it is, dog. You don't have to do all this vague posting, bro. Like, do you think there might be a little difference between the two? Like, shut the fuck up. Make a point, bro. You don't have to do all this like vague posting shit. Tiago says the environment is more important than taxes. Bro, you're kidding, bro. Shut the fuck up. Taxes are far more important than the environment.
Because the values
Or tax cuts are far more important than the environment. What you mean, bro?
of the Republicans and Democrats has changed significantly historically throughout like the history of America. Especially like if we're going back as far as like, you know how like a lot of conservatives like to say, oh yeah, well the Democrats were the creators of the KKK. Well, yeah, back then Democrats were conservatives and Republicans were progressives. They were the more liberal party. Barry Goldwater was a Republican and supported abortion. Yeah, like their opinions changed.
Yeah, go Barry Goldwater. We fucking love Barry Goldwater out here. Let's go. I'm glad to hear Xanderhal's endorsing my boy Barry Goldwater.
Change a lot.
Yes.
Not even to mention that individuals with certain political ideologies don't necessarily fit into every single into like every belief that party typically has. Fuck, Ulysses Grant might have been really big on the environment, but in every other single position fit in with everything else that Republicans tend to believe. But it is overwhelmingly the case, especially in today's America, that Republicans have overwhelmingly pushed against environmentalism, pushed for.
Hey, Marsh Dweller's right though. Xanderhal's wrong, bro. Like, for your ethnostate, you gotta have the fucking clean green forest and clean air. What you mean? That's why Republicans are so pro environment. It's because you gotta have the fucking lush forest and clean air in your ethnostate. You don't want, like, come on, man. If you're creating the state for white people, for your people, you gotta have a nice environment.
Disinformation campaigns to try to convince the public that climate change isn't real. They spread shit tons of misinformation and propaganda that is still pushed up by climate change deniers to this day. The argument that Republicans and conservatives are like pro-environment is fucking bullshit. They're either too stupid to realize that climate change is real and environmentalists have a point, or they know that they do.
Oof, climate change is real, but what should we do about it? Should we completely shut down our economy and switch the only cheap, plentiful, and reliable source of energy that we have for wind, solar energy? Come on, man. Don't pretend like those are good sources of energy. Those are good, reliable sources of energy. The second we get a fucking cloud, everything shuts down. Imagine if we had solar energy during this corona pandemic. Imagine. The second we get a little cloud, we get this huge spike in deaths because all the ventilators shut down. Come on, man.
They funnel significant amounts of money into spreading misinformation. Ulysses Grant was president in 1969 to 1877, back when Republicans were radically anti-slavery. That's true. They were even called radical Republicans back then. That's actually true. Hold on.
True. Republicans are pro-slavery today, guys. Don't forget that.
For those of you guys that don't know much about U.S. history, radical Republicans were a faction of American politicians within the Republican Party of the United States from around 1854 until the end of the Reconstruction in 1877. They called the...
Dog, I'm trying to talk about climate change, not some fucking ninth grade history textbook. Like, good lord. You need to Wikipedia this shit? Yes, Republicans were originally anti-slavery. Then there was the Southern strategy shit where it flipped, and then, good lord. Oh yeah, no, I agree. Nuclear energy's fucking good. But not this like fake solar shit. But notice the environmentalists. They want to regulate the fuck out of nuclear energy, and that's why it's so fucking expensive now. That's why nuclear isn't gonna replace fossil fuels anytime soon. And for now, like fossil fuels are the best we have if we want to have energy, if we want to have anything like that. And we see that largely CO2 emissions get cut by the by innovation by the businesses, because when you think about it, if you can use less fossil fuels to produce the same amount of energy, that cuts a lot of costs for you. And that's why we see a lot of big businesses cutting emissions. Yes, thorium is the future. Thorium is the fucking future. We love thorium out here. We are fucking nuclear stands out here. Deregulate nuclear, guys. Deregulate nuclear. That is the future. Think about it. Think about how fucking great... Oh, I'm getting a call right now. I'll have to call them back after this video's done. Nuclear is the future. Holy shit. Like, think about that. Think about how fucking awesome that is. We can just get energy just from anything in the world. Now, right now, it's just like thorium and uranium, those sort of things. But as nuclear energy develops, like, I'll be able to take this fucking flip-flop, right? These are my fucking bath shoes for, shower shoes for college. I'll be able to take this fucking flip-flop, throw it in a fucking nuclear energy shit, and get energy to power me for the rest of the fucking year. Like, holy shit. Someday, man, as long as the individual mind's free to think for itself.
Themselves radicals with a goal of immediate, complete, permanent eradication of slavery without compromise. Do you think most modern-day Republicans would have agreed with these people? Were they in a debate together? I think if you sent most modern-day Republicans back in time, they would probably have a lot more in common with Democrats back then than they would with these radical Republicans who fought for the...
Yo, bro, Tiago, you're fucking based on energy shit, bro. Like you're posting good ass fucking shit in there. Like, man, I fucking hate your takes on Israel, bro. I hate your takes on all the Jewish shit and the fucking white ethno-state shit. But you're fucking based on energy shit. Like I'm gonna say that's one thing where I fucking agree with Republicans quite a bit.
Immediate ending of slavery. I don't know. They would say, but it's about states' rights. It's about states' rights. They still say that shit to this day. They make
states' rights are fucking cringe.
Excuses for the Civil War to this day. This argument has absolutely no fucking... It holds no water.
Park system was greatly expanded by another Republican, Teddy Roosevelt.
I hate Teddy Roosevelt. Anyone whose last name is Roosevelt, I fucking despise you.
And the
Yes,
Environmental
also like 100 years ago. Nice.
Protection Agency was, yes, established by a Republican.
Richard Nixon. Ah, yes. However, Republican President Donald Trump has appointed a climate change denier to be the head of the EPA.
Based.
Has been massively defunded, just fucking gutted. Every single environmental protection.
Based. That is one thing that I am very pro-Trump about. His treatment of the EPA and environmental stuff. Now, climate change denial, not a fan of that. I think we got to face the facts. Climate change is real. There's warming up a few degrees. There's probably going to be some sea level rise, but it'll be a long incremental process with the sea level rise. We'll have time to react to it. Insurance companies will have time. Housing companies will have time. Everyone will have time. Plus, don't pretend like sea levels are so important when New Orleans is below sea level. We can adapt. It's not that fucking hard. Don't pretend like, oh, sea level's gonna be above the city. Well, yeah, sea level's above the city in New Orleans too, my dude.
Like, initiative that was put into place by Democrats.
Oh, was Tiago not saying Jew stuff? It was Marshweller. Yeah, it was probably Marshweller. Marshweller, man, I don't think I agree with you on very much. You said, I know you mentioned solar. You mentioned subsidizing solar energy, or do you mean not to subsidize it? I'm not sure. But don't subsidize solar. Nuclear, we shouldn't subsidize anything, but we should deregulate nuclear.
Has been gutted by Republicans. Overwhelmingly, Republicans don't believe in climate change. Not to mention, are we really
Sure,
gonna...
I shouldn't attack Tiago though. I think I disagree with him on immigration in Israel, but I don't think he's like full JQ like Marsh Dweller.
Are we really gonna prop up Nixon here? Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna prop up Richard Nixon, Richard fucking Nixon, who oh yeah, wait. As a matter of fact, what was his name? It was something Agnew. It was Richard Nixon's vice president. Literally commissioned or spoke at the unveiling of a massive... Yeah, there was Watergate. That's its whole own thing. Hold on.
God, I feel like watching this video was a mistake. This dude's not saying anything like super worthwhile. He's just citing politicians and saying like, oh, this dude was a bad person because he did this, and this dude was in the Republican Party. Oh, like holy shit.
Spiro Agnew. Spiro Agnew.
True, Daniel's right. Yo, yesterday was kind of cold, not gonna lie. Checkmate, climate change. Got him.
He spoke at the unveiling of this massive Mount Rushmore-esque carving of a bunch of Confederate generals into a mountain. Hold on, there's like a... And this was in the 70s.
What was it? What did it autocomplete?
Hold on,
earlier?
there's like a...
Convert caps to lowercase? The fuck?
In the 70s, back when Nixon was president.
Why did that autocomplete?
Confederate memorial carving, Stone Mountain Park.
Good
Here
Lord,
it is.
I don't care. Look, we fucking hate it when, or at least I hate it when the government finances any sort of like Confederate monument sort of thing. But I mean, I'm not a big fan of the government subsidizing monuments in general. So, hey, this is the problem with the government subsidizing monuments. You get shit like this in the South.
Is there a picture of it? Stone Mountain Park.
I hope Xanderhal can agree with me that if we're having the government build monuments, that's kind of a bad thing.
Park. I want to see. Yeah, here it is. It's a big fucking carving of like of three Confederate generals carved into a mountain in Georgia in the 70s. In the fucking 70s, when Richard Nixon was president, and Spiro Agnew was the one who spoke at this at the unveiling of the mountain. The fucking vice president, okay? Let's not make an argument.
Yo, Marsh Dweller, I agree with you for once. PragerU and Xanderhal are both fucking cringe, but hey, I want to debate Xanderhal someday on like climate change or something. I messaged him, he ghosted me. So like I got to get some content out there attacking him so that maybe I can debate him, and then, you know, once I debate some more people, I can get some clout, you know? That's the only reason I debate people, by the way, just to get clout.
This guy was like a progressive who cared about the environment. This dude is a piece of shit. Come on. Come on.
He liked clean air, too.
Come on.
Conservatives want to conserve things. It's right...
We're unironically getting the conservatives want to conserve things.
Bro, unironically, oh my god, they're unironically saying conservatives conserve. Oh my god.
Name. We're unironically getting that take right now. Oh my god. This take is a meme. I've never heard a conservative unironically...
Oh my god, what a meme, guys. Oh, they're unironically saying conservatives want to conserve. Shut the fuck up, bro. Stop copying Destiny, bro. Please. Please, I'm fucking begging you. Please have some original takes. Please, bro. Please. Please say any word that doesn't make you sound exactly like Destiny or Vosh. Or like you're trying to sound like them. Please. Oh, Lord, save us.
Ironically say this. Never in my life. I've heard a lot of dumb conservatives, and not one has ever unironically made this point. This was always like a point that like lefties would make as a joke to make fun of conservatives, because yeah, conservatives are so dumb they would say something like that, right? Okay, for those that are interesting, being a conservative is about conserving tradition. That is all it is about.
Damn, bro, hot take, bro. Imagine, yo, that I don't know if I agree with that, bro. Conservatives are really about conserving tradition. Oh, damn, bro. Good take, bro. Shit. Thanks for educating me. Fuck, I gotta make it full screen again. I keep forgetting.
Keeping things socially the way they are. That is all conservatism is and has ever been about.
There in the name. And one of the things we want to conserve is our environment. because you can't have a healthy community without a healthy natural environment. That wasn't even hard for me to say, because I believe it.
Okay, so are you in favor of the Green New Deal? Or the, what's it called?
No, because I'm not a fucking communist, bruh.
Like the Paris Climate Agreement? Like, are you in favor of those things? Because, I mean, Donald Trump thinks climate change is a hoax. Are you like a Trump supporter? I assume you are if you're on PragerU. So,
Yo, not a Trump supporter, but not a big fan of the Paris Climate Accords. Not a big fan of signing away our industry to globalists. Sorry, I shouldn't have said the globalist meme, because that's usually a dog whistle for the global Jew cabal that wants to yeah, whatever. But no, but I'm not a big fan of these big, like, fucking UN resolutions, like, oh, you are polluting too much, so you gotta cut back on your industry a little bit. No, let industry free. Let us do what the fuck we want. Let us buy the things we want. Let us produce the things we want. Let us use the most cheap, plentiful, and reliable source of energy throughout all of history. Fossil fuels. Because we want to have energy. And we can't sacrifice our standard of living to save a few fucking pine cones, or to save a few birds, or to save a few polar bears. I don't give a fuck about any of those things. Sure, they're cool to look at. It's cool to see the pine cones sitting on the ground. But then we can have private businesses that create little nature reserves so that we can go look at the little animals. Like, sure, I fucking love that. I love animals. I love nature. But do we sacrifice humanity for nature? I would say no. Humans first. America first, guys.
are you like based? Are you like big time in favor of, like, are you in favor of recycling? I mean, yeah, they do recycle their jokes. That's true. You know, saying attack helicopter and over and over again. That is.
Oh shit! I muted him. Fuck.
That's true. You know, saying attack helicopter and over and over again.
Bro, this is coming from the dude who has literally made a career off of copying Destiny and Vosh. Off of copying all of their fucking jokes. This dude's attacking conservatives for not having original jokes. Now, conservatives, not the most funny people. I don't know. The conservatives' jokes are often repeated quite a bit. But this dude coming at him for it? Look, I'm no fan of conservatives. I'm not here to defend conservatives. I'm an objectivist. For those of you Xanderhal fans that want to watch me for the first time and are gonna go down in the comments and be like, oh, fucking cringe conservative. Oh, got him. Fucking just copy. I mean, these people just copy, like, oh my god. This dude copies Vosh, who copies alt-right jokes. It's fucking third-hand copying. Oh no. Like that's what Destiny and Vosh kind of made a career, or not Destiny so much. I have more respect for Destiny. Vosh kind of made a career out of copying right-wing, alt-right terminology and then using it in a leftist context. Now, that's not a bad thing. I think that can be funny. I generally like Vosh. I have a decent opinion of Vosh. I think he's kind of a Destiny clone to an extent. But Xanderhal, third-handedness. Like, Ayn Rand wrote this book, The Fountainhead, to condemn second-handers. Second-handers, like, that being like Vosh. We need a new Fountainhead to combat people like Xanderhal, who are quite literally third-handers.
Again, that is recycling. So they really do care about the environment. Do they actually care? Does he actually care about the environment? Is he about to go on about how he supports all these initiatives?
Conservatives love the environment every bit as much as environmentalists do.
Nice.
The question is, what is the best way to protect it?
Ooh, here's where we get the big but. All right, let's hear about how climate change is real. I'm ready.
And here's where we have
now we're getting into the real heart of the video. Going past this 9th grade history textbook into the real heart of the video, to the real part of this video that we're
big differences. The environmentalists.
True, Puya's book is the new Fountainhead that's combating these fucking third-handed people like Xanderhal.
Say the best way, the only way, is through massive federal and even international regulations. Conservatives say the best way to protect the environment.
There it is. Yeah, that's fucking cringe. The regulations are cringe, my dude. Because when you regulate the economy, you block the mind, essentially. You prevent the mind from being able to do what it wants, to produce what it wants, to be able to create what it wants, innovate how it wants, in order to protect the public good, protect the environment, protect all these things. No, let the individual pursue his own happiness as he wants. What's wrong with that? What's so bad about pursuing your own individual life? Oh shit.
Environment is by protecting property rights.
Ah, yes. Oh no, just go ahead and finish
encouraging
up.
innovation.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Because if we let corporations...
Wait, watch this straw man here. Because I've explained actually how property rights help with pollution before. I don't think he knows that argument, because he's probably not going to respond to it.
do whatever they want and just expand their private property rights, they'll just choose not to fuck up the environment.
Expand their private property rights. Yes, that does prevent pollution, but we'll see what he interprets the argument to be.
That makes complete sense, right, guys? Like, you know, like if we ExxonMobil, if we just let ExxonMobil do whatever they want and just didn't put any restrictions on them whatsoever, you know, they were allowed to do whatever they want to the environment, there would be so few oil spills, right? They would go out of their way to prevent oil.
Yes, because if private property rights are expanded, someone owns the Gulf of Mexico now. So if you, ExxonMobil, spill, you're going to get fucked by lawsuits because you're spilling waste on somebody's property. You're spilling waste on somebody's private property in the Gulf of Mexico. Someone owns that land. Now, but when it's this sort of tragedy of the commons, common good thing, like you can dump all the fucking oil you want, like who gives a fuck? Nobody owns this land. Nobody has any incentive to upkeep it. And you just got to go and grab the most that you can. Now, an innovation can only happen. We're going to talk about the innovation thing as well. Innovation can only happen in the absence of regulation. Innovation comes when the mind is free to come up with what it wants and not beholden to the collective, not beholden to the collective good, the collective whims telling them, "Oh, you can't do that. That's going to hurt the environment," or "You can't do that. That might hurt the public good, or that might do something bad to poor people, or that might raise the crime rates a little bit." Like
spills and prevent the downsides of fossil fuel use, right? They would go out of their way, right? No, as a matter of fact, ExxonMobil, if we didn't make them, would actually just completely switch. If they had enough property rights, they would just completely switch their entire business model to being solar farmers. They would just be solar farmers. They would cut off all of their greenhouse they would cut off.
Marshall, I'll debate you, bro, but you're afraid that ATF. Shit, I recognize the name. What the fuck? Why don't I know what the ATF is? ATF. Oh, alcohol. Oh.
All of their fossil fuel usage and selling, and they would just become a greenhouse gas company, or they would use hydropower or geothermal power. They would just choose to do that. You wouldn't need the government to make them do it because, you know, corporations don't do whatever's in their best interest that makes them the most money, regardless of how it affects, you know, people or the environment. They don't do that.
Oh my god. It wasn't letting me pause. What the fuck?
Gas company, or they would use hydropower or
I'm sorry, but nobody is ever going to use
geothermal power.
Nobody's ever going to use hydropower or geothermal power. Actually, those are probably better than like solar and wind. But like geothermal power, it's not as if like you're going to just drill down in Nebraska and find a geothermal source of energy. Like there's only specific locations where that sort of thing works, and it's extremely costly. It's big, not the most cheap, plentiful, and reliable source of energy, and it's inherently that way. Nuclear is not inherently that way. Nuclear can be confined to a very small space, and over time, it'll get quite a bit cheaper, and eventually it'll be able to replace fossil fuels. The issue is we're not at that point yet. And it's the same sort of thing with hydroelectric and geothermal are technically better than like solar and wind, but they still have a lot of problems. Go watch Alex Epstein. Everybody watch some Alex Epstein. I love how when they respond to PragerU talking about climate change, nobody ever responds to the Alex Epstein videos. I wonder why.
Power. They would just choose to do that. You wouldn't need the government to make them do it because, you know, corporations don't do whatever's in their best interest that makes them the most money, regardless of how it affects, you know, people or the environment. They don't do that, right, chat? They don't do that.
Yeah, the issue is that solar is inherently more costly. That's the issue with solar, and it's inherently more unreliable.
That's unthinkable.
Like, to have a solar energy system, you have to develop a whole other infrastructure of fossil fuels underneath it to keep it working. You can, like, this is the sort of thing you can even watch from, like, Matthew Moore's what the fuck is the dude's name? Moore's documentary, where he talks about the problems with green energy and how it relies on fossil fuels. It relies on all those sort of things as well. So you create double fucking infrastructure. So it's way more expensive because it's inherently unreliable, and it relies on more reliable sources of energy as a backup for like battery power sort of things.
Unthinkable, incomprehensible.
Oh wait, I think I misinterpreted Felicio because I think he agrees with me. Yeah, he's right. So, okay, sorry for attacking you, bro. I thought you were endorsing solar energy. Yeah, the thing with geothermal power is that it can only work in certain areas, and so like you just read Felicino's comment. Hydro works well, but only in certain geographic areas, and those are not large enough to cover all power needs. Geothermal, same comment, very limited areas to use it. Yeah, Iceland is literally on top of a volcano.
Of course.
So of course geothermal can work there.
More efficient power, nuclear, geothermal, biomass, anything that generates.
Well, those are all good things. Yeah, geothermal, nuclear, biofuel, those are all good things, but these are not things conservatives are in favor of.
That's a lie. That's 100% a lie. Holy shit. The environmentalists are very anti-nuclear. Don't come at me with, oh, conservatives are anti-nuclear. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit. Like, I'm not even a conservative, but I can spot a lie when I see it.
Because it's not profitable enough. Solar isn't profitable enough. I'm pretty sure geothermal probably might be profitable enough. I'm not really sure. Like, these just aren't profitable enough. That's why these corporations don't do it. Why don't they do it if it's profitable? If it's profitable, they would do it. Why aren't they doing it now?
Because it's not profitable. It costs more to like, he's right. he literally like, yeah, he's right. It's not profitable. It's not a very they're not developed yet enough. They're not innovated yet enough. I mean, largely because of regulations hampering the innovative process. They're not at a point yet where they're cheap enough. Now there's some things that are inherently unreliable, and geothermal somewhat is part of that. And same with hydroelectric, which I think you also mentioned. But nuclear, and I mean, if we deregulated a lot of these things, it'd be so much better. It'd be so much cheaper, because when you have regulations, things are a lot more costly to produce. And when things are more costly to produce, guess what? It's harder to make a profit on them, because, well, let's look at what profit is. Profit is revenue minus losses, or minus expenses. So when your expenses go up, your profit goes down. There you go. Fifth grade math, my dude.
Are like the liberals stopping them?
Safer, more efficient power, nuclear, geothermal, biomass, anything that generates energy at a price consumers want and can afford to pay.
Or, more specifically, because let's be honest here, corporations don't give a fuck about what you can afford to pay. Because...
Yes, they do. How are they going to sell you something that you can't afford? The fuck are you talking about?
I mean, look at the American healthcare system. Hey, number one example, look at the American healthcare system, okay? You get a $2,500 hospital bill.
Ah, yes, the free market American healthcare system.
For a ride to the ambulance here in America. Doesn't matter if you can pay it or not. If you don't have insurance, that's a fucking hospital bill. You gotta deal with it. They don't care about whether or not America...
Yes, enslave the doctors and... The doctor's labor, you're entitled to their labor. I thought we were against people being entitled to people the fruits of another man's labor here. I thought we believed that people should be entitled to the fruits of their labor. I guess certain people are entitled to the labor of others, which I guess we have that sort of double standard here.
Americans can pay for it, whether or not it's cheap and affordable. They care about lining their own pockets. This is not a hot take. This is not like a crazy hot take. Even the most fucking capitalism-loving liberals know that this is true.
Capitalism-loving liberals? I forget that they think neoliberals are capitalists.
To the extent that government gets involved in conservation, say protecting wildlife, it should get involved at the most local level possible, since the farmer, forester, or fisherman in Oregon knows a lot more about...
Yo, is this Xanderhal guy too like low-hanging of a fruit for me to attack? I feel kind of bad. This dude, yeah, this is too low-hanging of a fruit.
...his environment than some bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. or Brussels.
That's not an argument for... What? That's not how it works. That's not an argument for...
That's not how it works. That's not an argument. Make a point. Hold up. I want to hear what he said.
A lot more about his environment, since the farmer, forester, or fisherman in Oregon knows a lot more about his environment than some bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. or Brussels.
Right. So let me finish this point, because I don't think Xanderhal got it. Those people on the right, I think, it didn't flip the screen. The people on the right, those people are trying to tell the people on the left what to do through regulations. Now, the people on the left know more about the environment than the people on the right, but the people on the right are trying to tell the people on the left how to treat the environment. Because of that, the people on the right should not be telling the people on the left how to deal with the environment. Now, PragerU is not perfect, but there's not much wrong with this point.
That's not an argument for... What? That's not how it works. That's not an argument for...
That's not an argument either.
Is this just how they do their propaganda? They just say non sequiturs? Is that what this is? Okay.
Waiting for the point.
Farmers notoriously are known for fucking up the environment. Farming massively fucks up the environment.
Would you prefer to go to the store and have to spend fucking massive amounts on food?
You have fertilizers and pesticides that get run off into like bodies of water. Like,
so then let the bodies of water be owned by different people so that they can sue the farmers for polluting their river. Like, if someone throws trash in my backyard, if they just keep fucking dumping trash in my backyard, I'm gonna go fucking sue them. It could be the same thing for rivers, the same thing for lakes, but no, the government owns them. So it's just like, oh, these are just commonly owned by everybody. So that'll sure work well. Completely ignoring the tragedy of the commons.
For example, there was a farmers were responsible for the Dust Bowl in the fucking like 30s. That was the 30s, right? I might be wrong. I don't know. Fuck off. Not only that, but most recently, I think this was in my lifetime, bald eagles almost went extinct. Do you guys know why bald eagles are like a protected species in America? The most American bird. We'll use that as an example. It's because a very specific pesticide that was used by farmers. I think it was called DDT. DDT, I think it was called. I know I have to have someone in my chat that knows what it was called. It was.
I mean, pesticides, GMOs, that sort of stuff. Those sort of things solved world hunger. So I'd rather have no more world hunger, along with no more bald eagles, than all the bald eagles flying over people starving to death. I don't know, man. Do we So this is sort of a question here. Do we prioritize human lives or bald eagles? I don't know, man. It's kind of a difficult choice.
It was like a 3-letter acronym. DDT. It was DDT. DDT. It was a pesticide used by farmers, and what would happen is it would rain, and that would get run off into the water, and once it got into the water, the fish would get it, and the fish had it in their bodies, and then the bald eagles would dive down because they're birds of prey. They dive down and they eat a fish, and it would cause the eggs that they lay for the shell of their eggs to be thinned, and this would cause their like success rate of their eggs to go down by like 90%.
No more eggs, guys. Molyneux was right. No more eggs.
And so this was responsible for a shit ton. This contributed like a shit ton to bald eagles, like the American bird, being as rare and as endangered as they.
The American bird. This traditional bird must be protected at the cost of human lives and starvation. I don't know. Fuck. I didn't finish my sentence there. I had it. Fuck.
They are today, or threatened species as they are today. That's just one example of how farmers have fucked up the environment. Construction workers. Do we need to talk about construction workers plowing down forests and natural habitats for animals to build fucking apartment complexes in cities? I mean,
Wait, do you not want people to be able to have housing? Xanderhal, what's wrong with you, bro? Don't you want cheap and affordable housing? Shit. I didn't realize Xanderhal was an eco-fascist who didn't want people to have cheap and affordable housing. Protect the environment at all costs, even the cost of less apartment buildings.
Sprawl is like one of the biggest examples of
even at the cost of more homeless people. So like here again, we gotta weigh them on a scale. Homeless people or the environment. The environment always comes first, guys.
environment of habitat loss out there. Like, okay, and fishermen, I mean, overfishing has been an issue for as long as fishing has been a commercial industry.
This is literally the tragedy of the commons. This is quite literally the tragedy of the commons. Like, I think this is literally like an analogy that is used for the tragedy of the commons. Like, okay, so you have a collective lake, right? And there's a bunch of fish in there. Well, then everybody, if it's collectively owned, is going to rush to get the fish as fast as possible. But when it's privately owned, they can allow certain people on, have them pay some money so that you can sustain the lake, so that over time you generate more profits. But when it's collectively owned, you just want to get as much as you can as fast as you can before everyone else can. So yeah, this is quite literally the tragedy of the commons.
Like, how long can I go down the list? These are all like huge issues, and conservatives don't give a single fuck about them because a conservative is defending these practices as we speak. Yeah, like draining wetlands, for example. They're pulling an Onision.
Democrat in Washington, D.C. or Brussels. So how can we tell which way works best? Let's examine the historical record.
Why the fuck is someone vacuuming? Oh, I'm trying to stream right now.
Today, and for the last century, the worst environmental offenders have been...
Is the vacuum too loud for you guys? Let me know. I can try to figure out something to do about it.
Big, repressive socialist governments.
How much do you want to bet that none of the examples he's about to give are repressive socialist governments? Are we gonna get a Vuvuzuela? Let's see. Is he gonna
Vuvuzuela, guys?
say China? I bet he's gonna do China. Don't blame the workers, blame the higher-ups for those decisions. Cinny, do you think I was blaming the workers, or do you think I was blaming the higher-ups there? Obviously, the workers are just doing whatever they can do to make money, because they have to, because wage slaving. The corporation...
Well, the corporations are also doing whatever they can do to get money. Nothing wrong with making money.
When I talk about the fishing industry, or the construction industry, or farming, I'm talking about these as like I'm talking about these as a industry, not as individuals, right? Your average farmer that just does enough farming to make a living out in
Not as individuals. I think we heard his essential political philosophy here.
the fucking fields isn't contributing as much as like McDonald's is, clearing out entire fucking forests in the Amazon and then using pesticides and fertilizers that are causing bald eagles to go extinct. You said workers, I was just making sure. Well, yeah, because they were referring to, like, workers knowing better, but you know what I mean.
This was true in the last century, and it's true now. China, for example.
Bro, he called it. He called it.
Guys,
oh my
I have
god.
to get up and go change
He's so smart.
my pants because I just busted a fat load in my pants because I'm always right about everything.
Oh my god, bro, I'm dead. He busted a fat load in his pants. Oh, bro, he's right about everything.
And whenever I'm proven right about something, I just can't help but just bust a fatty.
The vacuum's still lower than Fake Crowder's laptop fan. Yeah, that was... Oh, we should have figured something out beforehand. I didn't think it was a big deal when I was recording the video, but yeah.
Sorry, I'll be right back. I'll be right back, chat. Just gotta get rid of that load. Alright, changed my pants. I wasn't doing that for a meme. I promise. Yeah, China is not a socialist, by the way. It's fucking state capitalist. This is well known.
Pumps roughly twice as much carbon into the...
State capitalist, because that... What is this, like, weird state capitalist distinction thing? Like, that's not capitalism. Capitalism is the protection of individual rights, including property rights, where all property is privatized.
...the air each year as the United States, even though the U.S. economy is almost 60% larger than China's. And how do those international agreements...
Yeah, I mean, developing economies have to use more fossil fuels because they're cheaper and more reliable. They haven't innovated enough yet to be able to overcome the necessity to use so much fossil fuels.
Agreements fair at protecting the environment. Not too well, it turns out. When President Trump announced his intention to pull the U.S. out of the Paris Climate
I like how they're making him do the OK symbol on the image. Nice meme.
Accord,
White power, baby.
environmentalists warned of imminent disaster.
I have to admit though, this is a pretty good Trump drawing. This is pretty accurate. I'll be honest. Hey, usually also his hands are way too big for this to be Trump. Let's be real here. But regardless, my favorite thing is that what Trump supporters like to do is draw Trump as like a deific god figure, right? Like Ben Garrison is probably like the biggest example of this. If you look up pictures of Trump made by Ben Garrison, like I have to admit, I give them the I give them props for not depicting Trump like this.
Interview Cropper. I don't think Cropper still makes videos, namaste.
Just like this completely unrealistic fucking like deific, like this is cult status shit right here. This is absolutely cult status shit. Alright, let's continue.
Yet a year later, it turned out that the United States led the world in reducing carbon emissions. It did so without surrendering its national sovereignty.
A year ago? Wait. Is he going to give like an example? Because PragerU lies about everything. If we just look at their source, we're going to see it's a lie.
Surrendering its national sovereignty.
Is there going to be a source?
Moreover, Canada, the EU...
Okay, so
he doesn't even look it up.
Just not going to give a source. Okay.
He's just like, oh yeah, that's probably a lie.
I'm going to assume that's a lie then, because he just doesn't give any source.
Dog, you have Google. Let's look it up right now. U.S. I actually looked this up yesterday because I watched this video. Let's look it up. Oh, Snopes. Here we go. Let's look at Snopes. Oh, mixed. Okay. Well, let's look at it a little bit. According to the International Energy Agency data, the United States achieved the largest absolute reduction in carbon emissions of any country in 2019. What's false? It's misleading to say the U.S. led the world or was the global leader in reducing emissions, because the U.S. reduced its CO2 emissions by a rate of just 2.9%, while other countries in the regions fared better. So, he is right that the U.S. reduced their carbon emissions most in the world. Now, but percentage-wise, it was less than other people. But it's still a reduction in carbon emissions. But the issue is that's not even a standard, so it's not an important point. Anyways, like I'm fine with all the carbon emissions in the world if we raise people's standards of living.
Wait. So wait, no. He says the U.S. economy. Wait, hold on.
No.
Today and for the last century, China has put off more carbon dioxide, 60% more.
He forgot the point.
Carbon dioxide than America. Yeah, this just isn't true. He's just not going to source it because it isn't true.
Then carbon.
What? But he's right. Like, I hate Michael Knowles as much as the next guy, but he's not lying here. You have Google at your fingertips. It's not very difficult to look up carbon emissions.
It did so without surrendering its national sovereignty. Moreover, Canada, the EU, and China, all signatories to the Paris Accord, not only failed to live up to their commitments...
They are against the Paris Accord, of course. Yes. Very pro-climate, very pro-environment, but, we got to be against...
Signing over your national sovereignty to a worldwide agency is anti-climate? I don't know about that. And to a global regulatory agency. I'm not necessarily... I'm not a big fan of global agencies either. I don't like the UN or NATO or anything like that. Not a big fan of the Paris Climate Accords. Regulating according to worldwide standards? No, we have our own fucking country. You guys don't get to regulate us.
any sort of initiative to try to help it.
but increased their annual carbon emissions. The EU released an additional 40 million tons of carbon dioxide into the air that year.
Do you guys want to bet this isn't true? Do you guys want to bet this isn't true? Hold on, we got like a little thing on the bottom left here. HTTPS Scientific American /article global carbon CO2 emissions dash rise after Paris Climate Agreement sign. Let's see. Do they have it linked here? I don't have to type that whole thing in there. Let's see. EU CO2 emissions rise after Paris Climate Agreement. Let's see. I'm curious. I can't type, but I'm curious. Let's see. Global carbon dioxide surges to record levels year after energy-related emissions climb 1.4% to 32.5 gigatons in 2017. The National Energy Agency yesterday in a survey. The uptick coming at the heels of the major international climate deal signals an abrupt end to several years of stagnant emissions growth and raises questions about the world's commitment to reducing carbon levels. It's not good news, said Rachel Cletus, Policy Director of Climate and Energy Program, the United Nations Scientists. It certainly is a sign we have a great deal of work to do to meet the commitments that countries made in the Paris. Oh, so it's literally just they're just not following up on the agreements.
Yeah, that's what the video said. It's literally just they're not following up on the agreement. Oh, great. Good response to him saying they're not following up on the agreement. Good one. Good one, Xanderhal.
It certainly is a sign that we have a great deal of work to meet the commitments that countries made in Paris to limit emissions and the harmful effects of climate change. They just aren't doing the things they agreed to do, apparently. And then people who are part of these associations, these climate
because these countries can't meet these insane fucking standards and still have an industrial economy and still boost their technological growth and boost their economic growth.
Scientists, they're saying, yeah, no, we need to work harder to do what was said that they were going to do in the Paris Agreement. They're saying that it was good, but they're not trying hard enough. The IEA figures were not particularly surprising, analysts said, as a strong global economy and low energy prices prodded emissions higher. That's true. Hold on.
Yeah, that's my fucking point. To have a global economy, to have an industrial economy, you need to have high emissions. Because to have such an economy, you need cheap, plentiful, and reliable energy. And the only energy that fits that standard at the moment is fossil fuels.
Let's see where it says that in here. Because this is important. You have to keep in mind.
Yo, guys, I'll interview Christian eventually. Namaste. You've been doing better this video without the spamming. Maybe I'll watch Sonichu this Sunday.
PragerU always lies. Here it is. The IEA figures were not particularly surprising, analysts said, as a strong global economy and low energy prices prodded emissions higher. Growth in emerging
Yeah, they're not surprising, but it's still an increase in emissions.
economies like China and India has given global emissions growth for much of the last decade, they noted. In that regard, the growth of emissions in 2017 represented a return to the norm following stagnation carbon levels in 2015 to 2016. So yeah, things were just going back to the norm. This is just expected to happen if you have like a fucking booming economy, because energy output is
Holy shit! Holy shit! He agrees! Xanderhal is a based climate change denier now.
just going to result in this. Okay, yeah, so it's just going back to how it was in 2016. Okay, nice. Good to know PragerU is lying like usual. You love to see it. I got scared for a second. I thought PragerU might have actually told the truth for once. Oof.
China, a whopping 120 million additional tons, all while wagging their fingers at Uncle Sam. Here's what you won't hear from your neighborhood Greenpeace volunteer. The left favors big government solutions not because it's better for the environment, but because it's better for leftism.
That's a weird point. I don't like those kind of points where it's like, oh, it's better for the leftists. Like, no, they do believe in what they say they believe in. They believe in the environment, but what their actual philosophy is this sort of philosophy of environment over man, environment over human beings. I shouldn't say man because you fucking libtards in the audience or communists in the audience. Sorry, I shouldn't say libtards. That's too cringe. You fucking communists in the audience will hear me and be like, "Oh, he said men. What about women? Women can be retarded environmentalists too." Okay.
Ah, yes. Leftism, notoriously known for wanting big government and lots of policy to keep people in check.
Not in the social realm, but definitely in the economic realm.
Ah, yes. Very well known for... Yes, we leftists are very well known for that. As if there's a leftist government in America, either. Oh, yeah. As if the Democrats are leftist. Oof.
Take a look at the Green New Deal, an environmental proposal embraced by virtually every major progressive in America.
Mm-hmm.
Forget for a moment the impracticality of a plan that would outlaw most forms of American energy and cost $93 trillion.
How much do you want to bet that's not true?
Cost.
Like, this obsession with cost is really fucking annoying. I don't care about the cost of stuff. Like, nobody cares about how much it's going to cost. We have such a massive debt, nobody really cares. Now, if our philosophy changed, maybe we would care. But right now, people don't care. Now, these massive deficits, these massive debts are a big problem for the economy. They lead to a crowding out, affecting the investment industry, discouraging investment. Major problem. Agreed. But most people don't care about that sort of stuff. Most people don't care about the economy, which is stupid. But these sort of like, oh, it's going to cost a bunch, doesn't appeal to anyone. People have no idea. Outlaw most forms of American energy. That's actually true. You can't argue against this point. Outlaws most forms of American energy. It outlaws fossil fuels. That's a problem. That's a massive problem. That is going to cripple our economy and standard of living by outlawing cheap, plentiful, and reliable sources of energy. How many times am I going to repeat those three words? As many times as I want to. I heard him from Alex Epstein, so I'm going to repeat him. And everybody go watch Alex Epstein.
Cost $93 trillion.
How much do you want to bet that's not true?
Wait, is it Epstein or Epstein? Oh, fuck. Epstein. I know it's the opposite of Jeffrey Epstein. So I think it's Epstein. Alex Epstein? I think that's right. Because I know it's not the pronunciation of Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry, so it's Alex Epstein, I think is right. We don't want to conflate him with a fucking pedo.
Do you want to bet that's not true? Let's see.
Marshall's right. How much you want to bet this isn't true? How much you want to bet this isn't true? He's going to keep saying this over and over.
Let's see. Are they sourcing it there?
And the funny thing is, every time he checks the source, it's like, oh shit, it is true. But he like finds some way to obfuscate so that it's not true.
I can see something there. www.aspen, is that aspeninstitute.com?
Not gonna lie, I kind of did that with the immigration thing, but I basically accepted the data once I saw it and was like, oh well, I guess whatever. It's like immigration isn't actually bad, and we don't really care about political affiliation.
How much will the Green New Deal cost? PragerU always lies. You have to look it up.
Except for the first time when they weren't lying, and he did look it up every other time when they weren't lying.
rstreet.org, Green New Deal problems. Let's see.
That's an ad, my dude.
Read our analysis in Politico. What is the Green New Deal? This seems like free markets, real solutions. Okay, dude. Is that the first thing that comes up?
Okay, dude, is not an argument. Not an argument. Oh, we got an
Fellas, I'm going to show you a League of Legends program that is going to blow your mind. First of all, let's lock in.
Yeah, it is an ad, actually. Everything that comes up is an ad. Factcheck.org. Okay.
You know what, ALR? Once I finish this, I'll tell you how much I hate Spinoza. We're going to burn one of his books.
Okay, here's one from Factcheck.org.
Live on the Groping with Garrett.
It's fairly well known. Okay, numerous Republicans have touted a $93 trillion price tag for the resolution. President Donald Trump has rounded that up to $100 trillion, but the estimate, which comes from a right-leaning think tank, has important caveats, and experts told us the Green New Deal is too vague to try and estimate its cost. Oh, nice. All right. So it was just a lie. Poggers. Nice. Love to see
It was just a lie. They what? No, they listed an estimate.
it. Love to fucking see it. So the 93 trillion figure just isn't accurate because you can't.
Much of the
pinpoint
proposal has nothing to do with the environment. Socialized medicine, reparations for historical wrongs, and a jobs guarantee program are just a few of the items on its wish.
I don't think that claim was even wrong either. The one that he like fact checked, because he was just talking about like, because they were like, oh, it was estimated to be this much, which is true. It was estimated to be that much.
Aren't Republicans, and those are all good things, right? Wait, aren't Republicans and like conservatives, like, aren't they big on more jobs? Aren't jobs like a good thing? Are we supposed to want more jobs? I thought that was a good thing. Well, I guess not. Oof.
Not when the government creates them, because it requires the theft from more productive areas of the economy, things that people want more, and the redistribution to areas that are less productive and less desired by the people in the economy. Basic economics. Go read some Mises.
You hate to see it. Jobs are bad.
Or Henry Hazlitt. That's probably better.
You hate to see righting previous wrongs, more jobs, and socialized healthcare, which is like overwhelmingly like an extremely popular position or policy.
What do socialized medicine and reparations for slavery have to do with the environment? Well, nothing. But for supporters of the Green New Deal, that's okay, because
these are not bad things. If you think these are bad things, then you're a subhuman degenerate piece of shit. If you think like
holy shit, bro, he fucking got it. He fucking got me, bro. Because I don't want to give reparations to black people. I'm a subhuman degenerate piece of shit. Because I don't want to have my money forcefully stolen from me and given to people who I've never done anything wrong to or never oppressed in my life. Because I don't want to enslave the medical industry.
Not having some kind of reparation for... Okay, so here's...
Because I don't want people to not be forced to pay for, or not have to pay for products that they receive from people. Like, if someone produces something, they have the right to charge, to say how much people have to pay for it. You're not entitled to say, well, I don't want to pay that much. Oh, but I don't want to pay that much for healthcare. I don't want to pay that much. Well, then don't agree to it.
Here's the thing, right? When we talk about reparations for slavery, I think about trying to right the wrongs that, like, the outcomes of slavery have caused, right? Because slavery, like, the bad things that slavery...
By forcing people who had no involvement whatsoever with slavery into paying money. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong to black people at all in my life. Why should I be forced to have anything against me, to get my money taken from me? Because people hundreds of years ago who had the same skin color as me, not even my fucking ancestors. My ancestors came from Germany in the 1900s. In the early 1900s. Before World War II, by the way. So I've never been involved in... My ancestors have never been involved in any atrocities. Slavery, we were in Germany for that. The Holocaust, we were in America for that one. So, easy dubs every time.
Slavery caused still affect black people today. Not as much maybe as like redlining and segregation does, but that's like that kind of reverberates through history to the present, right? Like the position that black people are in today, they would not be in that situation if it weren't for slavery, redlining, segregation, and all of that, right? So if we fix those problems and make up for the terrible things that were caused by those...
We can just solve the war on drugs. We can just stop force from being initiated on more people, rather than just saying, oh, we're going to right these wrongs by initiating force based on race on more people. Like, that doesn't follow. Oh, people were forced to do things based on... Or force was initiated on people because of their race throughout history a bunch. So now we're going to initiate force on more people based on their race. Doesn't really follow. If you think the first is immoral, why do the second?
You know, by those things, I'm pretty sure that's probably something we should try to do. Yeah, at the end of the day, conservatives just want...
I'm pretty sure that's something we should probably try to do. Not an
profits
argument.
for
Not an
their
argument.
corporate overlords. That's all they want. They just want to line their own pockets. This is well known. Not a controversial
Their
statement.
primary goal is increasing government power well beyond anything we've ever seen in America.
Ah, yes. The left wants to increase government power. It's not like Republicans want to take away people's bodily autonomy, to take away their right to get an abortion, or anything else like that. I'm sure there's no examples of Republicans trying to limit people's bodily autonomy or increase government power. Yes. Putting more money into the military and increasing military spending.
He's pivoting. He's doing a pure whataboutism here. Like, oh, left wants to increase government power. Well, the right does too. Look, yeah, that's what people like me say. I'm no fan of Michael Knowles. Like, that dude. I'd say these two are on equal footing in a general broad sense. Like, both of them want to increase the power of the government. But in this specific case, Xanderhal is the one who wants to increase government power. Now he's obfuscating by saying, like, oh, but you want to increase government power too in abortion. Well, isn't increasing government power bad here too, though? So maybe both of you can fix your positions and stop increasing government power.
Balancing the budget. Yeah, that's nothing that conservatives have ever wanted to do. Ah, yes, I'm sure.
They need this power, presumably, to save us from ourselves. In contrast,
Oh, Tiago, abortion's an argument for another day, man. I did a whole stream talking about abortion, responding to a Steven Crowder argument. So, I don't want to distract from this video and get into that right now.
Conservatives are all about innovating our way to a cleaner environment without depriving anyone of their freedom.
They're also really big about innovating their way to getting around blocks to get access to child porn. Because like I said, this is true. All conservatives are pedophiles.
Good one. You got him.
This is very true. Vasha said it. I'm pretty sure Hassan has said it. And it just keeps getting proven right every time.
Yo, because Vosh and Hassan have said it. Oh, man. You got it. I mean, it's got to be true. Vosh and Hassan said it. Those are the only people he's ever gotten information from, so it's got to be true.
I don't know why, but every single time, it just gets proven right. Yeah, just innovate isn't the solution either. You know what's kind of weird?
Conservatives are pedophiles, not an argument either.
Why is this guy's mouth this guy's mouth is shaped like an upside down triangle? I don't know why, but you ever see...
Oof, I wouldn't be talking about appearance, buddy.
See like how a character in South Park smiles? Where it's like a triangle cut out, flipped upside down. That's this.
Bruh, this dude is calling all conservatives pedophiles. When this dude has the fucking stereotypical mustache of a fucking pedophile. Look at this dude. Look at his fucking mustache. Shave that shit. Like, okay, my facial hair is not the fucking best, but like, I don't have a fucking mustache that's longer than the rest of my fucking facial hair. Holy shit. This dude looks like a fucking mouse. Oh my god. I guess, well, maybe we shouldn't do the fucking ad homs.
This guy...
maybe we shouldn't do the ad homs right after I criticize him for doing them.
Guy's mouth. Just look at it. It's so weird.
This guy's mustache. Just look at it. It's so weird.
It's a perfect triangle, just flipped upside down. Illuminati confirmed. Oh shit, you're right. Illuminati confirmed.
I mean, he does support Israel.
Take, for example, that monster of all green monsters, horizontal drilling for oil and gas, also known as fracking. The left demonizes fracking, even though it actually makes the environment cleaner, the country richer, and now independent of Middle Eastern oil.
Yeah, all good stuff.
Fracking makes the environment cleaner? Because is he gonna make the argument that guys, we're sucking the oil out of the environment, so we're making it cleaner. Now it's not deep there underground. You would have a point if maybe we were sucking it out at like a 100% success rate, like there were no oil spills or anything, and then we just like put it onto a rocket and sent it to like another galaxy, so it was no...
Fracking is a cleaner way of getting oil out of the ground, though. It's a lot safer than other forms. Fracking is generally considered a much better form of extracting oil. Sure, there's like weird things that people say, like, oh, it causes earthquakes and weird shit like that, but I don't know. I don't know enough about fracking to dispute all this shit.
No longer on Earth anymore. Maybe then you would have a case there. Having flammable tap water is definitely making the environment cleaner. Yes. Oh, of course.
something thought impossible a decade ago.
Yeah, it also ends up causing earthquakes too. Definitely good for the environment.
Got him.
Gas is coming out of people's drinking tap. Yeah, it's true. Wait, hold on.
Experience Boost raised my credit score by 12 points instantly, which is insane.
So I raised my score.
Imagine having ads on your videos.
Look at this. There are people who are literally able to light their tap water on fire because of fracking. This isn't a joke.
I can often hold a standard kitchen match to my water, and like I said, it is unpredictable, but the methane randomly travels with the water, and sometimes it will light quite spectacularly.
That's fucking hype. Well, as long as nobody's getting damaged and nobody's getting poisoned because of this, like, most of the time, like, actual drinking water gets, like, filtered and shit, so. But, I don't know. As long as nobody's getting hurt by it, and I don't know enough about this particular thing to say whether they're actually, people's rights are actually getting violated in this context, because I could see that. If someone's getting, like, pollutants spilled into their waterways, into their house, that's a sense of, like, property damage, so I could see that people getting sued for that. But we also need to, like, objectively in a court of law be able to dispute this sort of thing rather than just saying, like, oh, fracking is all banned now because people have some vague connection between fracking starting and now you can light your water on fire. Tiago says it wasn't because of fracking, though, it was because of a leak. Yeah, oh my god. Wait, he's saying it's because of fracking when there was, like, a oil leak somewhere. Yeah, oh my god. Every fucking time people like this always fucking lie. What the fuck is this shit? Bro, every time, bro. How much you want to bet that this dude's lying?
Just like that.
Imagine you fucking turn on your faucet and your water lights on fire because you have so much oil in it from fracking.
Because of an oil spill. I mean, oil spills happen. I mean, that's a risk that we got to take to solve world hunger and have the lights in her home on. Like, how is she going to record this video without energy? How does she have the lights in her home on without energy? How does she get that water to her house without energy? Like, she wouldn't have any of that if we didn't have cheap, plentiful, and reliable energy.
PragerU just lies.
Now, Chesapeake is going to say...
Also, to say that it isn't cleaner because I have some anecdotes of people lighting their water on fire. Like, this is pure anecdotal argument. Like, you can just say, oh, yo, my friend let their water on fire, and fracking started around the same time. Therefore, fracking isn't cleaner. Like, show us some studies. Show us some shit. If it was because of fracking, it would be happening everywhere. Oh, yeah, facts. Because fracking is going on everywhere, and it's only happening in a few places where the spills occur. Like, oil spills happen. That's a price that we're willing to trade for cheap. I'm going to say it again. Cheap, plentiful, and reliable energy. Fossil fuels. That's a price that we're willing to pay. Because there's no other method to get energy besides this.
PragerU is they're just liars. They just lie about everything.
How does it make the environment cleaner? By releasing up to 50%.
That smug smile. He's so proud of himself for saying PragerU lies. Oh, he's so proud of himself for attacking this low-hanging fruit. I mean, I've attacked PragerU, so I shouldn't. Who am I to criticize?
Less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere than coal. And since it's
yes. Oil is better than coal, so we should do nothing. That is why oil is better. Hey guys, it's still really bad. Maybe we should try our best to use a different resource. Maybe
at the cost of human lives? It's not that simple, my dude. If we really wanted to reduce carbon emissions, we could just genocide all the humans. End all the lives of people. There'd be no more carbon emissions by human beings. There you go. Hitler was right, guys. Fucking nope, I'm not saying that. Nope. You guys who are watching, fucking Mr. Marshdweller just got fucking erect when he heard me say that. Fuck no. No, that is not supported here on this channel.
Nuclear. Nuclear would be nice. That's a bit better.
Also cheaper, people are happy to buy it. Not because government forces them to, but because it saves them money. By the way, according to a
Well, because you have to, because other forms of energy aren't really as attainable.
Harvard study, fracking is safe and improving all the time.
Wait, did he just say other forms of energy besides fossil fuels aren't as attainable? Good job, buddy.
Yep, innovation that produces abundant, clean energy.
Do you want to bet that's true? Fracking is safe and improving all the time. Let's see if Harvard actually,
You drunk, my dude? Incredible typing skills.
Here's National Geographic. Will environmental damage from fracking fracking natural gas, will outweigh the gains from using fuel that is cleaner than oil or coal?
Oh my god. The first article, the headline proved him wrong.
The use of hydraulic fracturing to extract oil and gas from the earth. Nah, come on. Come on. All right, whatever.
Give us
They're
your
probably lying
emails,
here.
Xanderhal.
We've gotten them 2 out of 3.
No. The email thing, it got him to... Fuck. He was wrong, and then the email thing conveniently popped up to save him. It saved him, so he's like, oh, whatever, we're backing out of it. Because he knew. The email thing saved him. He's like, oh, thank God I don't have to actually continue reading this. I saw the beginning, and I was like, oh, fuck.
3 times so far with them blatantly lying, so I'm going to assume this is a lie as well.
Even after you saw evidence to the contrary in the thing, he's not going to continue searching either. He just backs out. Why? Come on, man. Like when I was talking about Israel earlier and defending Israel, I brought up everything you guys told me. I brought up the fucking hotel bombing. I brought up the Lavon affair. I brought up the USS Liberty. Like, I bring up everything you guys asked me to. I look up everything because I want to be right. But this dude, he's a fucking grifter. That's what it is.
I think we can do that quite confidently. They've already lied twice, so hey.
At a fair price,
Broken clock is right twice a day, my dude.
without infringing on my freedom. That works for this.
I want to know what this guy's name is.
Michael Knowles.
I want to know what this
He's on the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro and Andrew Klavan.
guy's name is, because at the end of this video, we're going to look him up, and we're going to see if he has any connection to the
I can't believe he doesn't know who this guy is. This dude's like big on the Daily Wire. I'm interested to see what he says when he realizes he's connected with Ben Shapiro, though.
the fossil fuel industry.
Conservative. You'd think it would work for anyone who cares about the environment and people. So let me repeat. I love clean air and water. And I don't own even a single share of Exxon. I'm Michael Knowles, host.
Yes. I don't own a single share in Exxon, but I do own a single share in some other. Okay, Michael Knowles.
Damn, why did he do the Jew voice? The horseshoe's right. Once you get far enough left, comes right around to the Nazis. Like,
yes. I own all the shares in the oil companies. And my will will be enforced on the American populace. Praise Israel. Praise the Jewish state. Zion will come again.
Let's see. Hold on. Climate change. Let's see. Michael Knowles. Oh God, his Twitter. Michael Knowles breaks down why Americans should reject socialism. Interesting. This guy might be a lolcow we can make fun of in the future. We found some content for this guy. He's 30 years old.
how does he not know who this dude is? What the fuck? Does this dude only watch like Vosh and Destiny? And Hassan? That seems like what it is.
He looks like he's a fucking... He looks like a soy boy. He's the guy that called Thunberg...
He... Did you hear that? He looks like a soy boy. Oh, no. Oh, no. I love it when people like Xanderhal say that. Let's look at the soy boy meme. Let's do it. Where is it? No, where's the fucking meme? Yeah, here it is. You got the soy boy meme? Hold up, I gotta get Xanderhal on the other tab. I don't know, minus the glasses. That facial hair. I should fucking shave. I have some fucking pubic looking facial hair too.
A mentally ill Swedish child. Ooh. You love to see it.
Diets are actually far worse for the environment than the regular meat-filled diets. They increase emissions, they increase energy use, they increase water use. But none of that matters because the climate hysteria movement is not about science. If it were about science, it would be led by scientists rather than by politicians and a mentally ill Swedish child who is being exploited by her parents and by the international left.
Okay. This guy's a fucking degenerate piece of shit. Ah, you love to see it.
Degenerate.
You love to see it. By the way, the argument that like the climate change movement, the whatever the fuck, is being headed by a child is not true. All Greta Thunberg is like if you go watch her speeches, all she says is, "Hey, listen to your country's scientists. Listen to your country's scientists. They're saying the exact same things I'm saying." The reason why it's not being headed by scientists is because people won't listen to scientists. Data and graphs and studies aren't interesting to the average person. But a little girl from Sweden who can go up on stage and give an emotional speech saying, listen to the scientists, is going to get way more attention. A kid who fucking stayed out of school and sat on a curb all day for like fucking months is going to get way more attention and be a way more effective head of a movement than a bunch of scientists. Because guess what? People in government who have monetary incentive and not listening to them.
God, I feel like everyone who watches Destiny does the fucking mic thing. I do that shit too, though. I feel bad. I'm copying Destiny doing that.
Don't listen to the scientists. The scientists have been telling them this for decades, and they do nothing about it.
For real, Marsh Dweller's right. Degenerate is their word. Is the word of the gripers.
You love to see it.
That's what these people do, though. They steal alt-right terminology and make it cool for the leftists to use the alt-right terms.
Yeah, no. PragerU is just fucking blatant propaganda, and they lie to your face constantly. You always have to look into their claims, because every single thing they say is a lie, and it's actually quite hilarious.
Oh, shit. I don't know, man. When you say everything PragerU says is a lie, but every time you search something, it's fairly true. I take a little issue with that, man. I don't know, man. ALRS, why do I hate every post-Kantian philosopher? I don't know. I have a feeling that I don't hate every post-Kantian philosopher, but is what it is. But hey, let's end this clip. Let's end this clip of Xanderhal. We're gonna post this up later. Ooh, a nice hour and 23 minutes. Waiting for a few commenters to come and comment on me, and then I'll message Xanderhal and try to debate him eventually. Eventually, the debate is coming, guys. Don't worry.